Jazz Wolf.
Jazz Wolf.
Oh!
Just start the podcast with that.
Welcome to Your Music is Bad and You Should Feel Bad. This is Matt Lee, and today is all about Jazz Wolf. But before we get into Jazz Wolf, Rich and Eric saw the Fledermaus at the Met. Mozart in the Jungle won some Golden Globes. We saw some Times Square jazz. Not the best place to see jazz. And that is what leads into Jazz Wolf. And after Jazz Wolf, we talk a little bit about a Brooklyn metal show we went to. But most importantly, Jazz Wolf.
Yeah, so we went to Fledermaus at the Met, which was super weird because it was in English, which I wasn't expecting.
Not at all.
But I was actually okay with this because, I mean, it's a comic opera. And so, like, the jokes are a lot easier to get when you don't have to do the translation or read the super titles. And also, since it's a comic number opera, okay, so for those playing the home game that don't know what that means, so like a Wagner opera, right? It's just music all the time, and there's like singing. A number opera is more like the format of like a Broadway show, where like there's acting where they talk, and then they break into song, and then you do a number, and then you can go back to talking. So yeah, it was a lot easier to follow in English. I'd actually never seen it in English before.
And the translations on the screen were the translations of the English with the modern, like, the jokes that they added and stuff. And
What do you mean?
like the translations that they had.
Right, the subtitles.
Yeah, the subtitles were of the translations of the English. That, like, because they added a whole bunch of modern jokes.
So you're saying the jokes were in the translation?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, right.
Yeah.
It was what they were saying. It wasn't like the score.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and actually that's pretty common is they have, right, on stuff like this, like they have a lot of contemporary jokes. Like there was this whole thing at the beginning of the third act, but before we talk about that,
I won't spoil it.
I wanted to say that I thought the cast seemed really young.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just like
I couldn't see like how old they were from back there, and
from
everyone's
back
wearing a bunch
there,
of makeup.
from our grand.
Well, yeah,
tier
no, the seats were great, but I'm just saying, like, I can't see how old
actually,
someone is.
and there was a joke that they made on that. So
Yeah.
okay, so there was some weird stuff. Okay, so for those of you who don't know the plot of the opera, this is important to understand some of the jokes and some of the things we're going to talk about. So the deal is, it's New Year's Eve, and there's this, and the prince, like some Russian prince, Orlovsky, is having a ball or a party or whatever you want to call it. And this one dude, partly for the entertainment of the prince, who is like never entertained by anything. Everything's so boring. Should be on this show. And he decides to stage this elaborate hoax on these people,
Which is also a revenge plot.
which is also a revenge plot. So the way he does it is he gets these people who wouldn't otherwise be invited to the prince's ball. He comes up with a cover story for him. He's like, "Hey, I got you this invitation to the prince's ball, but since you're not like really supposed to be there, like show up and you need to pretend that you're like, you know, French aristocracy or whatever." And like, this person doesn't speak French. And then he'll be like, "Oh, here are these French people that you should talk to in French," you know, and like,
In front of everyone.
Right. In front of everyone. And then they look a fool in front of the prince. And so the reason he does this is because there was like a previous night of partying with one of the people that he's tricking, where basically like they got super wasted and he gets ditched, and as a result of that, he wakes up like in the courtyard of a nunnery, like
half naked.
Yeah, half naked,
hanging from a tree.
But the half naked is like the wrong half. Okay, so he's like exposed, and so then the joke that they made was they go, he's like it scarred a bunch of the girls at the nunnery, and like several of them took the vow right away. Others became professional athletes. And I was like,
that might have been the best joke, actually.
Well, I was like, are you allowed to make that joke? Like, it seemed okay, but well, so then, like they cranked it up a couple notches. So the beginning of Act 3 had this very long expository, like, break the fourth wall bit from basically like the guy who's supposed to be like the not the warden, but like the janitor at the prison, and he's saying like, we were very careful about where we place people in the jail cells, and he's like, we don't put the suicidals next to the murderers. And then he goes, we don't, there's another one I don't remember. And then the punchline is, we don't put the clergy with the rent boys.
Oh, there was an exhibitionist one. We don't put the exhibitionists with the, I forget what it was.
Right, but it's not important because the punchline, he goes,
with the voyeurs.
The exhibitionists with the voyeurs thing goes, we don't put the clergy with the rent boys. And then he said something about like, they said transvestites a few times. Which I was like, I thought this like term you weren't supposed to use. I don't know.
I think that's still okay. But it specifically means you're just a man who dresses as a woman, and that's it.
Okay, well, so they go.
That's the only.
So they were talking about like there are no women in this prison. They're like, and those transvestites didn't fool anyone. At least they didn't fool anyone twice. So then when the ladies show up, because so one of the scams that gets pulled is the warden of the prison. He shows up at the party and he has to pretend that he's like a
movie producer.
Yeah, a casting director. Yeah. Like, and so he tells these girls, one of whom is like, the notorious. She is in the entertainment industry. She's like a chorus girl, but she's known to get around. And her sister shows up. Her sister is like a
chambermaid.
Yeah, chambermaid. Like she cleans somebody's house. But she's told she has to show up and claim that she's a Russian actress. She doesn't speak Russian or anything. So they both the warden tells them like to come to the prison tomorrow, like for like an audition. Okay. And they make like a casting couch joke. Yeah. Because so they show up and they're like, this place looks super weird. Like this doesn't look like a producer's office. And the chorus girl, the one who gets around, is like, yeah, this can't be. She's like, this couch is way too small. She's like, see, because like you can't do this and you can't do this, and like,
we skipped over the fourth wall joke though,
but it's not relevant. Why we?
Some of us have to work for a living.
Oh yeah. So he tells this part where when he's doing the whole dialogue, he goes, he's talking about, what it's like to work for a living. And I immediately in my head was like, you're telling us the wrong crowd. And then like, as soon as I had that thought, he goes, well, not you. And he points to like where we are. And he's like, but you. And he points section up to like the highest tier with the balcony family circle, which, the cheap seats. Yeah. And that got a big laugh out of everybody.
He pointed at the poor people. Delightful.
So then, what was I thinking about? So then when the girls ask the warden, they're like, yeah, this looks super weird for being a producer's office, whatever. He's like, yes, it's Penitentiary Productions, and we're doing a production of Crime and Punishment. And you shall have the role of crime. and then later the other girl gets the role of punishment. but then the chambermaid, she's like, because someone else shows up and is like, you're not an actress, and she's like, I am now. I secured a role with Penetrate Me Productions. And you're like, I mean, I guess it's a callback to the casting couch thing, but like, yeah, I don't know. It was very, it was unexpected. It was not what I was expecting at the Met.
It sounds like they were updating the script for a different kind of adaptation.
Yeah,
Did somebody like mail a script to the wrong place and they're like, well, this is a very modern take on it, but all right.
They're like, they have a very fat baseline.
Yeah.
And I will say, when the casting couch joke came up, all of the old people laughed.
Yeah, they all knew what it was. They all knew what it was.
They've all owned one at some point or another.
Yeah, that was super weird. But no, it was good. And something cool that they did at the end was like, so if you've ever been to the Met, there's like basically 15 minutes of applause at the end while like everyone takes a bow. So instead, what they did is they played what's it called? You know, like the circus music.
I don't remember.
That's not the track, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I'm forgetting the style of and everyone we all just clapped in time. And like, and they did sort of like a chorus line thing with like the bows, and then they dropped the curtain, and that was it.
Thought that was kind of weird.
So it was like 5 minutes, and you didn't, and your hands like didn't hurt because you weren't like you're just clapping in time, and of all audiences ever, this was the best clapping in time I've ever seen anywhere.
Yeah.
The worst I ever saw was at a Trans-Siberian Orchestra show where I literally, because there were a bunch of people there who had no clue, and I literally saw this one guy who was as far as you could get from the beat as possible. Like he was 100% syncopated. Like he was completely lost. I'm like, that's impressive actually, to clap exactly off the beat.
Yeah.
But
Maybe he's trying to troll the room, man.
no, yeah, everybody did a really good job on the clapping. Like I was impressed. So yeah, I don't really have it wasn't bad. It was good.
Cool.
It was unexpected.
It's just in English.
It was good. Yeah, it was in English, and they had some jokes that I didn't know you could tell in public, but they told them, and they went over. No one wrote a letter. That was like the last night of that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like this was the first night and they were trying stuff out, and somebody wrote a letter that like those jokes survived the whole run. So who knows? Maybe the earlier dates were racier. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe like the last day they were just like, fuck it, we're putting all the jokes
right.
in.
Yeah, maybe they were like, what are they going to do? Cancel the show?
Maybe all that stuff was there like opening night and then gradually decreased. And then the last, they're like, fuck it, put it all back in.
They're like, out with a bang. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. They probably just did the same thing the whole run.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that was cool.
Well, I don't know, maybe the aging 1% just doesn't care.
Yeah, well, speaking of aging, so James Levine was conducting, which was weird because I was very surprised that he wasn't conducting Lulu when we went. He didn't conduct either time.
Yeah,
so
I thought he was supposed to be.
Well, so did I, but I never looked that up. That was just my assumption. So I don't know if it was just like he just knew he wasn't going to be up for it, whatever. He conducted that, and I mean,
in the book, he looks
really old.
He's
like,
supposed to be doing 4 this season.
I don't know.
I mean,
I didn't read the thing.
Starting to sound like Mozart in the Jungle.
No, he looks because normally he looks like Sid from Final Fantasy. Like that, he is the physical embodiment of Sid from Final Fantasy. Like I don't even recall seeing him like walk out. Like no, I mean, he was just like in the chair the whole time, and they, he sat down and then you clap because he's already there. Like he's getting up there, man. But Leensdorf, so Eric Leensdorf was actually the only other person that I know of. I don't know if he was the only one who did this or not, who both did the Met and the BSO at the same time. And he was like it was impossible, and it like ruined me. And I guess it was like 5 or 6 years ago that he got the same appointment to do the BSO and The Met at the same time, and like, yeah, I mean, he looks like really old. So I don't know if it's taking its toll, or I actually don't know how old he is. Maybe he's 90. Maybe he's supposed to look super old. Like, but who knows how much longer he's going to be conducting? So
Go see him while you can.
Go see him while you can. Yeah.
Yeah. So, since I mentioned it, mildly related, that dude won a Golden. I think Mozart in the Jungle won at least 2, maybe more Golden Globes.
Really?
I know the lead actor won, and he's good. So although the stuff he was up against, I don't know.
I need to ask because I know nothing about award shows.
Yeah.
So is this like the Oscars where they have a committee, or is it like the VMAs where they just give you an award because they want you to show up and be on their show?
There's probably a committee, but I think it's still closer to the Oscars in the sense that it's. I mean, I don't know who the governing globe. I mean, who the Golden Globes is. I don't know where it comes from. I haven't looked into it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But my impression has always been it's closer to like. It's like another Emmys, basically.
But I don't know.
I thought it was more like
the
the VMAs
either.
But
who's behind it?
Yeah.
Who's giving the awards?
No idea.
Who are the Golden Globes?
It's not like the Recording Academy or whatever.
I don't know who it is. I mean, it might be, though. It might be, you know what it might be? It might be like, see, I'm just going to make shit up, though. I was going to say maybe it's like
we have the internet.
some sort of...
You have the power.
The internet.
Would it be more trouble to look it up on your phone right now or to edit it in later after you look it up?
We can talk about other things while you find this out.
Yeah, but think about how many times I didn't bother to edit things.
Right, that was my point. That's why I'm saying you should just look it up now on your phone.
Right.
Because we never take any time to like patch the show together. We never try to salvage this thing. That's because we care.
However, if you do mistakenly call the Golden Globes the Oscars, Jennifer Lawrence will call you out for it. That happened, apparently.
Oh, yeah. But there's a whole story with that, though.
Oh, yeah?
Where's that guy? So he didn't really speak English.
Yeah.
So he'd written his thing down on his phone. And so that's why he was reading off his phone.
Yeah.
It's because he had written his question down.
Yeah.
So then when she like made fun of him, like, don't live your life behind the screen.
She's really making fun of him for not being able to speak English very well.
Right. Well, no. And so then people were tweeting at her, like her previous comments on like how you shouldn't bully people. Because it's like, well, that's totally what you did. Like, because for this dude, it wasn't just a choice of like, oh, I'm just obsessed with my phone. It's like, I'm trying to do my job well.
Yeah.
Considering my situation. Like, yeah.
So, the Golden Globes is by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which is originally a group of journalists, and basically now, from what I can tell,
a group of journalists.
Right. Well, it was. It stemmed solely from a group of journalists' desire to efficiently and accurately cover all aspects of the world of entertainment.
What do you mean accurately?
So I think now it probably is.
No, it's okay.
Producers assign awards based on how much money you made.
Technically, it's a supposedly a journalistic organization, and so I'm trying to think what's like the...
Yes, but Rolling Stone is supposedly a journalistic publication.
Right, exactly.
And
that's what I said. Exactly.
PC World is a journalistic...
Not
I'm saying that's
accurate. That's one thing I know.
It's a step better than it literally being the people who pay the people they're giving awards to.
Right, it's not the VMAs.
Or even the Oscars or the Grammys. The Grammys is the same thing.
Right.
It's just record companies. It's the Recording Industry Association. So it's like... who made us the most money?
That's it's a self-aggrandizing party.
Who gave us the most money? Give them a trophy so they feel good about themselves.
Because we're getting all those points that they're not.
Right. I mean, obviously, a lot of the people who they give awards to do have a lot of money, but it's also because they made them a lot of money. So, and how much money they made doesn't factor into it at all.
Money.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still not like the People's Choice or whatever the fuck. Not that I think the People's Choice Awards are that great. Because who are those people? And why do they have the time to vote on these things?
Why do they have choice? Well, it's like, I like how the teen choice, is that like, because they're not people? I'm confused.
I mean, people have time to vote for who they want on American Idol. I'm sure they'll vote for.
I'm sure people do vote on like the People's Choice Awards and stuff, but it's like,
Well, it's like the people.
Who are these people?
Well, it's also like the people who
are
take the
these
telephone
people?
surveys.
Yeah.
Who, when they get a phone call from a number they don't know, not only answers, but then proceeds to be like, yeah, I have time to give you my opinions on things. Someone whose time is not worth very much.
especially when it's a robot. Because it's not even like a person calls you anymore.
Oh,
you
really?
know?
I don't know. I've never.
I've gotten them where I pick up and it's like, hello. Click. That's usually how far I get now because I'm like, fuck you, you're a robot. And I hang up. But sometimes, but somebody must actually be filling out surveys with a robot.
So if someone actually did take the time to call you and they were a real person, would you still stay on the phone?
I've told them to fuck off too. I just don't like.
Fuck you, you're not a robot.
I just don't abruptly hang up on them as much.
Who is the comedian?
Unless they insist on continuing to talk as I try to hang up.
Who is the comedian whose whole thing was like talking to telemarketers?
I know this bit, but I can't remember who
So
it is.
he would spend all of his time like filling out like, you know, sweepstakes stuff and things, getting his phone number out there so that they would call him. So that it could, oh man.
I've heard this bit recently too. I can't remember who it is.
Was there a specific bit though?
That's it exactly.
But what?
Like,
No,
but
this
what
was
the.
this was no. He was like all his routines were like this, but he didn't have one that was like famous. It was always just like stuff
About talking to
salvaged from talking to like unsuspecting people. Like I remember the newspaper subscription one, and like he's talking to this guy, and he's just like totally impossible to deal with, and so then he would put him on with his supervisor, and he would suddenly like be like totally normal, and he'd be like, yeah, no, can you just put, you know, whoever it is back on? He's like, no, it's fine. I really want to talk to so and so, and they put it back on, and then he would go back into the like incoherent, impossible to deal with, because that way, like, because this guy can't get off, because his manager would be like, what do you mean? Like, just close the deal.
He said it was going fine. Why do you keep it
right? Like, oh man, it was
brilliant.
Yeah, it was great. But anyway.
Oh, comedian, I don't know. You're so funny.
Guy, we really appreciate your work.
Hey,
totally
if
unattributed.
you know who the fuck this guy is we're talking about,
You should listen to it.
No, you should send an email to ymibpodcast@gmail.com and tell us who it is.
So anyway, you want to talk about Mozart in the Jungle.
Or let us know on Facebook or Twitter.
I don't know anything about this, by the way.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the thing.
When we talked about it last time.
I'm still season 2 like just came out.
Right.
So
People were binge watching it.
I'm still watching it. Nothing has jumped out as necessary to really like go into yet, but I'm watching it in the sense that I will report back if there's something podcast relevant.
So how many hours have you invested for
it's not
little return?
It's like 10 episodes a season. It's an Amazon
Well, the
show.
other
That's
thing
like
is
nothing.
when you
know how many much worse shows I've watched completely through?
Well, the other thing, I don't know about you, but when I quote unquote watch things, I'm usually like practicing or something at the same time.
The thing is, the second season has been a lot less interesting. So I've watched a few episodes, but several of them I don't remember what happened because I didn't pay as much attention. I was distracted by shit. Because there's one episode where like the whole thing is they go to because his character's from Mexico. He's only loosely based on Dudamel, and like from what they can tell, they basically were like, this lady wrote this book. It's pretty popular. It's pretty cool. Let's make a TV show like it. But first thing we do is get rid of this stupid book. And
that's right. That's what I figured. Well, so someone mentioned the book to me and said it was a memoir. Is that or was that
no,
okay? So
the
it
main
wasn't
character. The person the main character is based on wrote a book about her own. It's perfectly
like the conductor's
her
wife
and shit
or whatever.
No, well that's the thing. It's like I don't even know if
you don't even know which character was
no, I know the character, but I'm just saying I don't even know if that part of it is even remotely real, or they just like, hey, maybe they should have like a on off again thing, and it'll be crazy.
No, right. My guess is that they probably just took the thing and then just like, here's some characters. Let's just make some junk up.
Right. Here's the premise at the beginning is she's an oboist. She tries out
the worst,
right?
The worst.
And she basically doesn't get into the orchestra, but the conductor who
she
just
has a
started,
cat.
He likes her, so he hires her as his assistant.
Oh, right. Yeah, you told
and
us
pseudo
this.
mentors her so that eventually she'll be able to get into the orchestra. And then by season 2, it's like there's clearly like sexual tension and like stuff between them. And so like the second season, due to I think I already spoiled the like we're full on spoilers on this show, but
I wouldn't
not
say
that it
you
matters.
spoiled it.
Right. It doesn't actually spoil anything, but like
Isn't that like
remember last time
quasi-sexual harassment, by the way?
last time-
Can we detour to talk about,
what?
sleeping with someone you have power over?
Well, no, that's what I was about to tell you about.
Oh,
is the,
sorry.
We just
the
got to
entire-
talking about the casting couch, so
the entire way that she gets into the orchestra. This is again the biggest problem with this show is that like it's a good TV show. Just pretend it takes place in another world and don't apply it to your music career in any way.
Yeah.
Because
well, orchestral auditions happen behind a curtain. They're blind.
I don't know if they actually showed. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's
What
a
I'm saying
season
is you
ago. I
can't
don't
sleep your
remember.
way into an orchestra, or it's very difficult.
Well, no, she didn't. Here's what happened. The last episode, the big performance, where I remember in the previous time we talked about this on the podcast, I'm sure you don't remember. I said the conductor, Rodrigo, is on the show, so I don't keep referring to him as that guy that's based on that conductor you hate.
Completely
Rodrigo,
accurate description.
He gets his ex-wife or his wife, because they're just like, irrationally separated and not really divorced, because they're both so passionate, and he gets her to play the Sibelius thing that he's like, this is what we must do, is the Sibelius. And for that performance, there's also tension with the union and stuff. And so he's like, I'm going to send cars to pick you all up for the performance and whatever. And they're like, oh, great. So there's this other oboist, right? The first chair oboist is this older woman. She's been there for like 40 years, and she just hates the main character and is just totally a bitch to her. And I fully support it. Like in the show, I'm just like, I have no problem. Like, so what? She's been doing this for 40 years. If she thinks that girl's not good enough, then maybe she isn't, like I the entire, she's trying to like win her over. And I'm like, I don't really care if you win her over because, first of all, you play the oboe, so I don't really care if you're good.
It's hard for me to be sympathetic to your character.
Right. Granted, the other woman does too. But so anyway, the point is, the conductor, it's implied, and they never make it like completely obvious, but it's pretty heavily implied that the conductor had the driver take her totally out of the way, so she would basically be late and not be able to perform. And so they need somebody to fill in so the second chair moves up to the first chair. Somebody has to fill in the second chair, and it's his assistant, and so she gets to perform.
Because that's the union rules totally allow that.
Right. You can just sub in some other person who's not actually a member of the orchestra.
Right. They have a sub. They have
Or
a
in
call
the union.
list. They have a sub call
they have
list.
like a real
right,
sub,
but
not just like
right. And you're supposed to call that person.
Yeah. And then, to make it even less believable, the lady who's hated her this whole time liked her second chair oboe performance so much that she was like, you know what? You deserve that one. And then somehow in the second season, the other second chair who doesn't have a name or a character is just not a factor. And I think they're now just like both in the orchestra. So it's just a lot
They're playing a lot of pieces that call for 3 oboes.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a lot of Strauss.
Oh, but she
Maybe
doesn't.
third and
But
fourth
because of that, because she
oboe.
doesn't play on like every. There's like an
Right.
episode where she's not playing that piece because they don't need that many oboes,
Right.
Or baby ending. I don't know. But anyway,
Does anyone need any of those?
Right, exactly.
I think the answer is no.
So, but the part that was interesting was that is very much like, because I was reading more about
Nobo.
it because the show's winning awards and shit. Nobo.
Can we start that campaign like Nobo?
Nobo.
Instead of no ma'am, Nobo.
We could make really, like, they wouldn't even have to be good shirts because no, seriously, people in conservatory are always like, oh my god, there's a music shirt, I'm buying this.
Yeah.
Like, we could just make a shirt that like has like an oboe with the slash through it, and it says like Nobo, like, and people would buy it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't steal our merchandising ideas unless you want.
No, let's just do it before the podcast comes out.
and then give us a percent. I would rather
sell it
someone
in
else do
NAMM.
the work, and I just sell the idea.
That's what Cafe Press is for.
Oh, okay.
Or any of those sites that,
Yeah, like when I made the pins asking me about my brain injury.
It's your first merchandising idea for the show, Matt.
Nobo.
Yeah.
Your music is bad.
It's not the first idea. I think we've had several.
It's the first one we can
just-
execute on in 20 minutes.
Yes.
That's true. Yes.
In a timeline that we would actually follow through on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but anyway, so like I partially got bored with the second season because there's this episode where like they go to he's from Mexico, and so they go to Mexico, and he like shows her on the whole and I'm like, what does this have to do with music? I don't care about any of this. So that's I'm still watching that, and I will report back if there's anything particularly interesting, which there isn't. So let's stop talking about it. So we went to this.
We went to the jazz.
The
show.
jazz. We saw the jazz. Capital T.
I need to give background on why we went to this. So my friend Julia runs a like an artist management company, and they like 99% of their clients are classical musicians. And her and her business partner just wrote this book, which is one of those like, like music, like entrepreneurial music business kind of things. Like, hey, you're used to being a performer. Here's some things you can do, that'll probably help your career. And
something my parents would buy me.
Sure.
Should we plug the book title?
Oh, sure.
Activating your
I haven't read
business
it.
brain?
No, it's called Awakening
Your Business Brain.
Your Business Brain. It's by Julia Torgovitskaya. Her management company is called Cadenza. So they have two companies. It's like iCadenza and Cadenza Artists. And so they were in town for like a various, music conference things. And in conjunction with that, they had an event in Midtown for the book release at a jazz gig with the idea of being like, they wanted to get some exposure in some areas outside of classical music. So now she was actually going to a show that some of my other friends were playing on, but it was the night that we went to see Fledermaus. So, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, by the way. For anyone who ever watched The Tick and there was Fledermaus, that's like, that's where the name comes from. Yeah, okay. You learned something, kids. Get cultured. But it's not spelled the same way.
Yeah. It's like deflator.
Well, it's like
deflate.
It's like, right. And the opera is like die, like the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we couldn't go to that, but I wanted to see Julia while she was in town. So she was like, "You should come to this jazz show." And now my thing is, I don't like jazz, and then I went to jazz school where I had more than enough jazz for a lifetime, and so my immediate reaction was like, I don't want to go to this. But then I was like, oh, but wait. We're all masochists because we do this podcast. So I was like, do you guys want to go to the show? And at first I thought it was going to be like a hesitant maybe.
Yeah.
You were both like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
I really regretted that very quickly.
I mean, it was one of those things where it was just like,
but it was still hilarious.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, so we went to the show and.
Okay, so I want to preface something here.
That's why we were there.
So I was looking it up. The thing is, I was looking up the show, and the website I think was like timesquarejazz.com.
Yeah, timesquarejazz.com.
But you go there, and it gives you like the place and the time, and it's like a weekly thing, and then it's just like free jazz. That's like the only. So there's no like who's playing this week, who the group is, or anything. It's just free jazz.
Free jazz.
That's probably we're in this weird thing where we just came and we're like, hey man. Where's the jazz?
Free jazz?
Where's all that jazz
$12
I
well
hear
cocktails.
Yeah, well, some of us didn't purchase any of those.
Hey, man, I need to drink to listen to the jazz.
But to be clear...
I was hardened by my school experience.
To be clear, they're referring to the price. It is free jazz. It's not free jazz. In fact, it was very distinctly not free jazz. It was very old jazz.
Yeah, it was very old jazz. So now this is something I've thought about a lot, like since we went to the thing, right? Because I think everybody knows my deal about how I'm super pissed that orchestras play museum pieces.
Yeah.
But I don't care if you're in some rando band that sucks, because that's how you're deciding to spend your time.
Yeah.
But so like, there's like so much going on here, because it's like, were these guys, is that what they wanted to play? Did they want to play old sounding jazz? Or was the place like, you need to play something that like people who don't know what jazz is, when they hear jazz, like they're going to show up and like, they're going to be like, yep, that's jazz. I got the jazz going on.
My guess would be that it's more that that's why they got hired, because that's the kind of jazz they play. So it's probably a combination. Like that's the kind of jazz they wanted. But it wasn't so much like, can you guys play that kind of jazz? It was just because they looked like they were thrilled to be playing that kind of jazz.
Right. Then that was my perception as well.
Yeah.
Is they didn't look like they were like phoning it in.
Right.
Like
That's
right. They
life.
were like, this is their thing.
They really loved playing like the solos that sound like they were just going over the same riffs for like all. I was just like, but they were really into it.
And with the synth bass part.
Yeah.
The keyboard. It was a trio. It was
Drums.
keys,
and a
sax.
sax.
The keys was mostly it was some kind of like
a Hammond
electric
something.
organ. Yeah.
Well, so sounded like a split patch, like because she was playing the bass in the left hand, and then she would play either the changes or the solo in the right hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was bad. It sounded like if you go to Berkeley and they're like, okay, now we're going to teach you how to play the jazz,
Right.
which you need to learn first before you can learn how to do like new things, but you gotta like get the jazz down. Like that's what you would play in ensemble.
It's the jazz you start with.
Right.
It's beginning. It's the beginning of jazz. It's like, and this is the other thing I said at the show is I don't know if they were playing standards because I don't really know standards that well, but I wouldn't be able to tell you if they were.
No, they weren't playing standards. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Having gone to jazz school, I did absorb that.
And to be fair, if they
playing
were,
standards.
I probably would have like at least differentiated one song out of all of them.
Right,
standards.
There was no autumn
That's the
leaves.
thing that stays. Right, there was no autumn leaves. There was no giant steps. There was no autumn leaves. No, it was right. All the tunes were indistinguishable. The only reason you knew that it was a different tune was because they stopped.
Yeah,
like they all sounded exactly the same. It was pretty. It was pretty
jazzy.
bad. It was pretty jazzy.
It's pretty dated.
Well, yeah, so that was the thing. It was super weird because it's super anachronistic, but at the same time you're like, I mean, but if that's your gig and that's what you need to do to get a gig, like, but then there were really hilarious moments though where like, so again, this is in Midtown, right? Which is not like for those of you who don't live in New York or, don't know a lot about New York, like, you don't really hang out in Midtown, and it's weird. Like, every time I go to Midtown, I'm like, where did all these people come from, and where are they going? Because there's nothing, like I don't understand why would you go to Midtown for if you didn't work there?
I live there.
Yeah, you live there.
you live there or you work there. Those are the only two reasons.
And so, like, there's this point where, like, a group of like Midwestern tourists walk in, and then like 5 seconds later, like walk out, and I was like, they couldn't handle the jazz, but at the same time, you kind of feel like that was kind of the target is people who don't really know authenticity, or like, yeah, that's jazz. Jazz is happening.
They wanted, like, there was some random couple who started like awkwardly dancing to
yeah.
it. That's what they want. They want people to be like, oh, there's some jazz going on here. Also, the way the place is laid out, 2/3 of the people listening to the jazz are eating and cannot see who is playing the jazz. There's like an entire room there where it's just like tables and you can't see, but makes sense that it would be like the background music.
From all the people I talk to, it seems like there's like a regular group of friends that go, and they mostly go because one of their friends works there or is in the band.
Well, there must be, like, it was, this dude showed up, this well-dressed black dude in, like, a nice coat with, like, a scarf. The scarf is what gave it away. The scarf, and, I mean, I could see he had a case.
He was hella jazz.
He was.
Did he have a fedora?
But on top of that, no.
Oh.
But he did have, like, this crazy printed shirt underneath, which in its own way is also very jazz.
He was stepping out.
Right. So, but the thing that really tipped me off about him was that as soon as he walked into place, a few other people like bolted at him, and this one white dude shook his hand like he was so. I'm like, that is a jazz man right there. I know, because that other dude is way too into him walking into this place. And
should cut in. You should splice in that jazz man song from The Simpsons.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the other thing is this place. Keeping in mind, this place is like super tiny and cramped, right?
It's Midtown Manhattan.
Right. You come down like a few little stairs, and if you don't keep moving, you are a fire hazard, right? So
Which we were.
right, which we were the entire time.
Especially
because,
me.
Right. You come in. There's like a table there, and then there's like.
Yeah, the layout was really bad.
Right. And so this guy came in and they all like hoarded him and kept him there. And it was like, you guys are all a huge fire hazard right now. Yeah. And then he actually was like, yeah, let me go put away my axe or some shit like
my
that.
horn.
I heard him say some weird shit like that wasn't the name of an instrument. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was axe, but it was something like that where I was like, what did you just call it? Like, I don't know.
Let me put away my umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The thing is,
peace or something. Like that.
we were in the way of the bar back the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, but the other thing was, it was like 1,000,000 degrees in there.
Oh yeah,
I was
So
sweating.
gross.
Like that girl took off her jacket, so she just had like her sleeveless dress, and she was like, I'm sweating. And every time somebody would open the door to come in, you get this blast of super cold air. You're like, it feels so good.
Everybody was
yeah.
audibly going, ah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, it was a relief to like get the blast of cold air.
Yeah. So my guess was when that other dude came in is like, okay, so this is like the early act. This is like the real just like generic, and then like maybe the good jazz happens later at night, like when
I don't. We were there
for.
for 2 sets, and
Yeah.
like nobody like sat in or anything, so I don't know.
I had no intention of staying long enough to find out.
Right.
But
Oh,
we
clearly
did.
that guy,
Yeah.
But that guy was gonna play at some point.
You
Like,
think?
Yeah, he brought an instrument, and he was
But maybe he
way
just
too,
came from his.
I feel
His-
He
jazz gig.
either like.
He was teaching all
planned
day.
to
like-
sit in, or like he was part of the next, or like a later act or
Okay.
something. 'Cause I could see
I mean-
that. Well, because they'll probably keep that. I think it went to.
I'm
like
not saying
2
you're
a.m. or
wrong.
something.
I just like it. You
Right.
know, who knows? Oh, really?
yeah,
Because we were. It was early.
Yeah.
Like it started at 8.
right. But
Yeah.
I think it went at least till like midnight or 2 or something, or like.
but I feel like the same people play there every week, and I'm
Probably.
pretty sure that's not a paid gig, because there are paid jazz gigs in New York, just
or if it is
not
sort
in
of shitty
Midtown.
paying gig. Well, no, that's probably that first band probably gets paid
yeah.
for 2 like full like just.
Well, here's the deal.
house band sets.
Here's
like,
the deal. There was no cover, but like you're saying, well was 12, and I think like anything that wasn't well was 20.
Yeah, but like nobody was really drinking. Like they were serving dinner.
Well, that's money too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that means they they drink after.
Or they drink wine with it, which is
Yeah.
usually even a bigger
Yeah.
ripoff.
Well, this is my point. It was pretty early, right?
Yeah.
So you have the crappy, inoffensive band that like plays through dinner and stuff. And
Dinner
then
jazz.
Maybe there's serious dudes later, or maybe not, or I don't know. Maybe he just goes there to like practice, and because he figures nobody who matters will see him. Like,
Like-
go to Times Square to like try out the crazy
try
shit,
out,
like,
try
yeah.
stuff out. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
It would have been much better if they just like played Jazz Wolf through the speakers.
Yes.
Ow!
Are we going to talk about Jazz Wolf?
Oh
We
my
should.
god,
We
absolutely.
should.
Just say Jazz Wolf and then not explain
gotta-
Jazz Wolf. You basically made us do Jazz Wolf. now.
Made
Yes.
us, allowed
Yeah,
us,
made
gave
us.
us a perfect segue into talking about Jazz Wolf. So Eric knew what Jazz Wolf was, but I found it randomly yesterday, and somebody posted it, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's this dude. Was he from Wisconsin? Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
jazz
somewhere,
guitarist
yeah.
from Wisconsin, and like he apparently has a bunch of these albums where it's just like it's like smooth jazz that then has
Animal sounds
or
or
nature,
nature
samples
sounds,
over
yeah.
it. Like because apparently there's other ones.
By the way, that industry, like that makes so much money. It's ridiculous.
Really?
How much
Well, he said
people are into that shit.
he sold. He was like a gold. He had a gold record. Like he sold 100,000 of something. But there was an article on Vice when I then Googled Jazz Wolf, and this woman. It was hilarious. Like I guess she's obsessed with wolves, and she actually tried calling the guy. And he like hung up on her when she wanted to ask him about Jazz Wolf. And I don't know, apparently she has a big collection of like the LPs people send her, but it's awful.
So, I want to get this right.
Well, while you're looking that
I got
up,
the article. I'm just trying to find the name she used. Here we go. He sold over 1 million CDs in the relaxation market.
Oh, yeah, relaxation
That's the
market.
important part. Because it's like nature sounds, shit you just put on and ignore.
Well,
And-
so I have a cousin who's into like really weird new agey shit, and he goes to all kinds of conferences, and those kind of people play those gigs, and they sell those CDs. It's a huge cottage industry.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
he sold 1 million records in it.
Yeah.
But part of the thing is that he could reuse the same nature sounds.
well, no, and
just
she
play
says he
different shit over it.
does.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they recycle stuff all the time.
Right.
And the other thing, the thing I got to point out. So if Jazz Wolf is on YouTube. Okay, yeah,
Queued up, by the way.
And so here's the deal: if we're gonna listen to like
Excellent.
a minute of the first track. The first track has a real saxophone on it,
But the rest of it-
subsequent tracks do not. I did not listen to the whole album, but the second track
I did today at
is
work.
clearly the saxophone patch on some old crappy synth.
So I shared this with my coworkers today because we just send like random links on our Slack channel, and they lost their shit. Like everybody just thought it was hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like there should be a This Exists episode on this. I wonder if there is. If there's not, I'm gonna write the dude.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me start at the beginning. We gotta
Yeah,
get
you
can't
gotta
contain it.
warm
You
up
gotta ease
to
into
it,
it.
dude. Oh, there's some
you get that
water.
nice water sounds.
It's pretty
so
smooth.
It's so soothing. Oh, there's the wolf. That's the jazz wolf. It's also not like it's like this on a loop.
Yeah.
The wolf
Yeah.
doesn't like change it up.
He's just like in the pocket, you know?
Also, why would there
It's holding
be?
it down.
Also, why would there be like distinct water swishing sounds like with
It's
a wolf?
jazz wolf at the beach. Jazz wolf on the beach.
Beach wolf.
Well, you've seen Teen Wolf, right?
Yeah.
You get the best moonlight at the beach. There's a line in the Vice article where she goes, "If nature was polluted with smooth jazz musicians."
So you also know how it's like. You know how it's also a joke when somebody like sings badly to have like dogs howling in the
Right,
background.
yeah.
It's like this is an entire album just like your bad playing.
Well, shit, if I'd known we were going to talk about this, I should have read. Someone posted this article. Why do dogs howl along to Adele? But I didn't. That's hard. But I didn't read it because I was like, well, the thing is, I don't know Adele. Like, I don't know if I've ever
There's
heard her
no
music.
specific. There's no.
So-
my guess is that they're made something up.
Yeah, I'm guessing too, but I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be in on the joke because I've never heard Adele. But that's an art. If you want to read that article and make up your own jokes, that's out there. But no, so Matt, you should skip ahead to get one of the synth.
Oh, it's so bad.
Sax
Like
tracks.
10 minutes in,
Yeah, just go
you'll be
10
good.
minutes in.
Let me try again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, hear that? That is not a real saxophone.
That might even be MIDI.
The phrasing is even like someone punching a keyboard.
Yeah.
Like it's not even.
Yeah. See here, they just sound like they're like, oh, please stop. The wolves are not happy about. Oh, what are you doing?
The wolves
Stop
are
it.
upset that their habitat has been polluted by smooth jazz musicians.
Right.
That's like the soundtrack to a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Like,
It is. That's like the part where it's like, now that we've staved off the bad guys long enough for us to have a romantic moment before one of us is horribly murdered in like
Now-
20 minutes from now.
See, had we actually planned.
Yes.
Fuck that.
No, just leave it on.
No,
But
that's
it's
what I was
just-
gonna say.
let's just
If we had
talk.
actually planned for this episode, we would have just had it on the entire time.
I'm sorry.
There's an hour of it. We would have just said the whole episode would have just been Jazz Wolf. We would have just talked about jazz.
Jazz Wolf Plus.
Well, we could still do that.
Actually, what I thought about doing was just like do just a jazz episode because this is a great way to just do a straight up like. In case you're not familiar with jazz, here's what jazz is all about and how it goes horribly wrong all the time.
Yeah, we still can.
Yeah.
The rest of this episode is brought to you by the
Smooth grooves.
smooth sounds of YouTube not playing in the background.
Of Jazz Wolf.
I just wanted to lower it because then I can.
So we can riff over it. You're like, it's still too much jazz.
So that article, like, she's obsessed with wolves. I don't really
Well,
remember.
like, not only is she obsessed with wolves, she also, like, her last
I'm
name.
super distracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
so it's like,
also
is
really
Ulver
loud.
her favorite band or something?
I don't know. I
Her
don't
last
know.
name is Wolf.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Her name was, like,
Right.
something.
She also
and-
just said she happens to be into wolves, but like it was a thing where like she's always been just like obsessed with wolves
but then
or something.
but then someone that she writes there's someone she like got an expert opinion on who also had a
has
last
a
name that was like
that is her favorite animal or something.
yeah,
like
something like
that.
that. But what's funny because that person then is like, yeah, this is utter nonsense, and it's like these sorts of things only work when the sound has been structured, you know, so that it's somehow musically relevant, and actually talks about Radhavara,
Right,
Yeah.
because she studies bird songs and she's
Right.
she's an actual composer, and she's like transcribed and like analyzed actual
Yeah.
bird song structure before and
Yeah.
and written pieces and knows people's written pieces based on those things.
Right, so-
which is the legitimate way to do it, and every other way is awful.
Is Jazz Wolf.
I would
Right.
look, I would argue that there's not like a more or less legitimate way to do it, but I
Well,
would say that
it's
one
a-
is much more likely to produce a result of something
It's
that's
a-
worth listening to.
It's a musically relevant endeavor to like in some way because they're trying to analyze whether there is natural music occurring that animals
right.
make.
One is much more like purpose driven.
It has an academic
So-
purpose to
You
it.
could do that with math and not have to record any music.
Well, a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
but that's how we got all that terrible computer music in the
I haven't
60s.
heard her music. It does. I don't know
Right.
that this particular woman isn't known for writing a lot of music. That's what she does. She just analyzes bird songs, and she said she knows people who have also like used them to write pieces and stuff.
Okay.
but she doesn't necessarily do it.
The piece to listen to though is the Radhavara Concerto for Birdsong and Orchestra, Cantus Antarcticus.
I feel like we should be segueing into like Caninus and Hatebeak right now.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not
No.
prepared for this. No.
No, because also I have nothing to say about it.
Their Hatebeak is the most amazing band ever.
Right? What do you have to say about it?
I have a lot to say about it. So Waldo the parrot, for people who don't know, so this is the story, and I have my own version of it. Do I need to talk smoother?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you should be talking smoother?
Hatebeak is
So should
this
just every
guy-
album just have smooth jazz in the background?
Give the man a chance.
No, I'm just saying this is all.
So this
We
guy had this parrot named Waldo, and he noticed something, which was every time he would play Grind, Waldo would sort of freak out. And so then he was like, you know what would be a really smooth idea? Is if Waldo fronted our Grind band. And then they put out Hatebeak, which had all kinds of bad metal puns, like, well, aside from the obvious one, Hatebeak, Beak of Putrefaction. But so then, I think for a while they were playing live shows, but then they stopped because apparently they said, well, Waldo gets scared now. But my theory is Waldo is deaf from the extreme sound pressure levels of grindcore.
Yeah.
Thus, the end
That's
of
probably not good for a bird to be
Waldo's
in a room
illustrious career. I agree. I do not recommend grind music in many capacities.
That is a shame.
The other, slightly smoother, so Hatebeak claimed to be the only avian metal band. Their Caninus was the band fronted by two Doberman pinchers. It kind of sounds like a lawnmower or starting a motorcycle. But, you know, more metal. It's real smooth.
Oh, the jazz.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jazz Wolf. Thank you.
I think that's enough, Jazz Wolf. to last us a lifetime. All right.
A wolf in jazz skin.
Should we talk about this awful, awful metal show?
Well, we had a
Yes.
bunch of like sick names for
Well, we spent
the jazz.
we spent the whole time at the jazz show
Making jazz buns.
Because like there was nothing else to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And like,
Somebody asked me how the jazz show went, and I was like, actually, I should find the actual text if I can't remember. My response was, there was jazz everywhere. We left after Matt got jazz in his eye. Which they thought was hysterical. I think the comment was, that's the best thing I've heard all day.
So yeah, that metal show.
Yeah, so we...
all right.
Speaking of grind,
Speaking of grind, yeah. So my buddy Pete from Dystrophy, he has a new band, Replicant, and they just got signed, I think. And they were playing a show in Bushwick with Nick Davidovsky's band, Vomit Fist, who I'm Facebook friends with, but I hadn't actually met. And then Pyrrhon. So, and then one other band. What was the other band? The Philadelphia band.
Cadaveric Spasm.
Oh, yeah,
my
Cadaveric
fucking
Spasm.
God, that
yeah,
band.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
That band is the reason this podcast exists. At least I hope so.
I thought Jazz Wolf was the reason this podcast.
I'd rather listen to Jazz Wolf. Anyway, sorry.
I don't think any of these are why. None of these things affect people.
I was affected. I was offended.
Because you went to the show. That's your fault. Like,
Yeah, so this show, was it, what day? Oh, it was on a Sunday?
Sunday, yeah,
It was on
Sunday
a
night.
Sunday, and it was $7 in some, like, warehousey kind of bar.
As our friend Ivan put it, that's a price I can afford.
Yeah, right, and then he didn't show up.
because he didn't
Yeah,
go,
right.
and he lives. a few blocks
Right, yeah. Ivan lives like right there. He didn't go, and he's a big fan of Pyrrhon, which was why I was like, you should come to the show. And then when I texted him because we were at the show, and I'm like, dude, are you gonna show up before they go on? He was like, oh man, I forgot, and I'm finishing up stuff for work. And I'm like, it's $7. You don't need a job. Yeah. So yeah, Replicant. Replicant were, they're a metal band. They had some interesting riffs, but
They were decent.
like I couldn't really understand their growler.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I my only note was that he did that thing where you introduce a song and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what's called.
Yeah, no, he was doing that, and that was very,
Yeah,
Very
A lot of,
annoying.
the song's called what? Then don't.
They all sound the
why
same
even-
anyway, it
why-
doesn't
right,
matter.
Why even tell us the name of the song? I'm not gonna.
It's so the band knows.
That's
and yeah. So then the next band was Cadaveric Spasm, right? That's what.
let me. I want to do this chronologically. I want people to.
We are-
feel.
it
No,
is
no. No, we're
chronological.
not. No, we're not.
What did we
Let
skip?
me explain.
Okay.
This is not just from the bands, okay?
Okay.
Because by this point, we had already seen the super excited hipster.
yeah.
We got it because again, we didn't know he was in a band for like an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There's this one dude who, it's fine. Like people wear clothes, but he basically looked like a hipster. He got like a bright yellow shirt,
Ghost in the
which was
Shell.
a Ghost in the Shell shirt. Otherwise, and skinny jeans and whatever, and the
Mop
haircut,
haircut.
the mop haircut, and
Yeah.
like the sideburns. But we're like, all right, whatever. It's good that the kids are into the metal these days, and maybe there's
Right,
some
and it
people
seemed like
and-
he knew like everyone there.
Yeah.
Like he brought a lot of people to this show.
right. So we're like, okay, cool. But the main thing again is that he was super excited.
He was super
Like,
excited
super
to be
excited.
there.
Well,
And
I
so-
mean, he's playing a show and no
Right.
one knows who his band is.
We didn't know that he was playing a show. We
Right.
just thought he was some super excited dude.
So after like a little while later, during the next band, which we'll talk about in a second, Cadaveric Spasm, him and some other dudes start putting on like corpse paint.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so I guess he's in a band. Either that or he's just, again, really excited.
But his corpse paint, I'm gonna point this out.
Terrible.
His corpse paint was like the from Blade Runner, like the block, the triangle across the eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait.
Is he Roy Batty?
Replicant already played. Like,
right.
You're putting on the Blade Runner corpse paint, but Replicant already played. So I don't know, like, what you're doing. And then the other guy put on the Wombat face paint. And then and then Nick put on face paint, but I don't remember what the pattern was.
Which was confusing because Cadaveric Spasm has a shirt with Wombat face paint on it. So I'm like, wait, he's not in the band that's playing.
It was very confusing.
Well, I thought they just put on face paint to mosh. I was like, these guys are into it.
Yeah,
like they're no, which would be like a pretty hipster thing to do. Is be like, dude, we went to a metal show and like let's put on like corpse paint. Like this will be fun.
So
like,
clueless.
Like it's a metal show.
Which again, we're like super excited hipster probably thinks that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, no, and like every dude that I knew that was into like Avenged Sevenfold, that was always their thing. Is they would be like, we're going to a metal show. We need to do like metal stuff, like and they'd like take their girlfriends and they'd be like, yo, like put on your black leather or whatever.
Strike one. You brought your girlfriends. Amateurs. It's a metal show. Anyway, so we'll come back to that dude when his band comes up. So Cadaveric Spasm,
the worst.
They were really bad.
The worst. Oh
so
my
they had
God.
the worst guitar player by far. He was one of the like. I'm pretty sure he was in drop tuning and playing everything with one finger kind of dude.
Well, that was the thing. He walks out and he was wearing his guitar super low. And I go, how much do you want to bet the bass player plays a 5-string Ibanez sound gear? And then he did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Like he came out and I was like, wait. Is he actually playing a 5-string Ibanez sound gear? Because I was joking. And he was. But yeah, he had a SG tuned way down and like slanging low.
Yeah. And then
the most pointless.
The vocalist had this keyboard that he played like 10 to 15 seconds per song. I think I would.
If that, there were some songs he didn't play.
Yeah, and some songs but it was always the most stab. Like the first thing I think you said was like it sounded like a foghorn. They were always the most obnoxious stabbing synth sounds, like that would just like blast out.
That had no purpose contextually.
Did not match musically. Like one point he played this weird little like kind of like really weird happy melodic sounding thing, and then almost like realized it didn't make any sense and stopped for the rest of the song.
It was right. It was super weird.
And like, I don't think he'd worked out parts.
Well,
he got a microcorg for Christmas and he's trying it out.
He didn't work out a lot of stuff because there was one point where he like started to play the synth. And then he was like, oh, wait, I need to sing. And like his mic was not positioned such that he could do both of those at the same time. And you could see the gears spinning like, I got to make a choice. And he chose to sing. Like, it was like, dude, what? I mean, I saw, it wasn't like there was a miscommunication with the sound guy. I saw this guy set up his own mic stand. Like, you could have put it where it was like over your keyboard. But he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super out of place. It was weird. It didn't make any sense. And like the rest of their stuff was just like total like mass of sound. Like, I mean, I guess you'd call it grind.
Maybe
like,
that's their thing though, because like their lyrics and what their songs were, it was all like non sequiturs. So maybe their whole
between
shtick.
every song, he would go, this next one's about, and here were some of the bits. This next one's about getting eaten by a bear. This next one's about a Philadelphia hero, Buck Dwyer. I only wear my seatbelt.
Isn't it Bud Dwyer?
I'm sorry?
Is it Bud Dwyer or Buck Dwyer?
I have no idea who's
Bud Dwyer.
Who's Bud Dwyer?
I don't know.
Sounds like he plays baseball.
I think
sounds
sports
like
related.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds like he plays baseball.
Yeah.
That sport that I don't care about.
Right.
Because it sucks.
There's one I laughed at. I can't remember what it was.
I only wear my seatbelt when I'm drunk. Was it that one?
No, it was the reach arounds.
Which you need to point out. He didn't say that he was driving.
Right.
So in his defense, he just said he was wearing a seatbelt. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and presume that he's a passenger in whatever car. That's weird. Whatever. I I don't have a note on the reach. Do you remember
There was
what it
like
said?
I don't remember the first word.
He said, right, okay, I remember this now, because
This one's called
Thanksgiving Reach Around. But I can't say that with certainty. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Like the first word I wasn't sure on, but the second one was definitely reach around.
No, and so he's going through all this stuff, and so I'm just like, man, all these songs are random. I thought to myself, I'm like, I really hope this next one's about cats. And then he goes, this one's for all the hairballs up front, and I'm like, I'll take it. Yeah, okay, so then they get to the end of their set, and he goes, we wrote one new song for this tour. And then it ended up being like the longest song. It was like it was one of those deals where I guess the sound guy was like, you got time for one more. And then they decided to play their super long song, which, is the sign of a professional act, or, the exact opposite of that. Yeah, that was bad. That's all my notes for those guys.
Yeah, that's all I had. Man. So then Vomit Fist came up, and we saw...
Wait, we have to talk about their merch.
Well, I was going to get to that. But I was going to say, first of all, we see that that super excited hipster is their vocalist. And the first thing when they started playing is that...
They had no bass player.
Well, they had no bass player. He was even more excited once they started. Like the first thing I saw him, there was like one of those... load-bearing posts. We should also talk about the structural string.
Nylon cord holding up the walls.
Like, is this structural?
That's a load-bearing poster.
Yeah, there were several load-bearing posts with weird arrays of like strings attached to them. We're like, is this art or is this structural?
I couldn't tell if it was art or if it was holding the building together.
Yeah, it was like braced against stuff. I'm pretty sure it was holding the building together.
I think so too, because it was like some converted warehouse space in Bushwick.
Yeah.
Like, I used to live in one of those, like...
So I'm pretty sure he jumped on one of those, like, the second they started. Because he was on stage, and he, jumped off immediately. Yeah. He ran around a lot.
There was a whole lot of singers not on stage.
I mean, to be fair, his vocals were exactly what I expected, which is he goes, rah! And that's pretty much the sound he makes the entire set.
Well, and I have the note, don't growl, like, for when you're trying to do a mic check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't really help anyone.
I mean, Nick can play. His kid can play.
Yeah, so Nick was good, and it was, probably my favorite, guitar parts of this show.
He would have these, that was the thing, they would have these, moments where you're like, man, that lick or that riff is super cool, but it's in this song that goes nowhere.
Yeah. And then the dude starts screaming again.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and there's no bass player to fill this out. So
why do people have bands with their kids, though? The drummer's his son.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I think his son started the band, actually.
So maybe it's probably his friend who's the ridiculous singer.
Yeah.
It's like, but Daddy knows chicks. He said he'll bring him to the show, but we have to wear corpse paint. It's like, well, I'm okay with that.
No, maybe that was his demand. Maybe he's like, I'll only be in your guys' band if we can wear corpse paint. They were like, yes! Old school!
Yeah. And then they're like, so could you only think of the Replicant thing? No more interesting corpse paint?
I feel like that was Nick's idea, just because he does weird stuff.
His was probably the most elaborate, too.
Teach Colin.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember what exactly his was, because it wasn't, I can't describe it in 2 words.
Right.
Replicant Wombat. The other dude was the Wombat. I am the Wombat. That should be our Beatles black metal song.
What did the panties that they were selling say on them? I can't remember.
They said Vomit Fist.
No, they said something else.
On the back. It was
on the
something
front
about,
they said Vomit Fist.
But it was something about, there was this phrase.
Something about getting stabbed.
Fuck, I can't believe we didn't write it down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I took a picture. It was something about revenge or vengeance, and it didn't make it. We were like, how does this apply to underwear?
Yeah, and here's the thing. They had merch, and they had your illegible metal shirt merch, and then they had these red panties with the black print, and the thing was they were I mean, they were supposed to be like sexy, but they weren't.
No,
like they
they
were
were the
way
cheapest,
too
grossest.
big.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody say they're like, this is the first run of these. Like this is the prototype.
No, they just know their
basically.
audience because
Oh, gross.
girls who go to metal shows.
I don't know what you mean.
Sorry,
But like
hey, hate mail at yourmusicisbad.com.
like I don't know what you're going on about, but they did not. I don't think they were selling any of those. They weren't. They literally were selling like hotcakes, which last time I checked, hotcakes weren't that popular.
Yeah. I'm trying to find if they actually posted like, or if they have that on their merch page.
I think that was like the first. They just got those.
Yeah.
They're not up on the site yet. You got to get them.
And one of the bands was selling cassettes.
Oh, for
but
real?
I didn't check out whose they were. I feel like it was Cadaveric Spasm.
I would
Because it
think
was
it
with
would.
their stuff.
I would guess it would be the most thrashy band, but no one was wearing white high tops. So I mean, because that's like the thrash kids are all about the cassettes.
Man, I can't believe I didn't write that down. Something about vengeance. That's all I remember. But
it was about
but
vengeance and like stabbing.
right, and it was
So-
non-sexual in any way. And it was like, I don't know.
It was just it was all around a weird
ridiculously
merch choice, and I don't think they sold any of them.
Yeah.
So
I remember him specifically like showing them to people.
Yeah.
Like he brought people over like, look at the panties we made. and they were like, oh, that's nice. Nobody's buying those.
yeah, I don't know.
Notice how they say vomit fist on it? That's what you want to see.
Yeah,
Not that anybody would be able to read it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I didn't know it said Vomit Fist. I mean,
yeah, the
yeah,
front did. Yeah.
I knew that because that was their name, and I took several like a minute to look at it and work out. Yep, it says that.
Yeah, so then that's all the notes I have for them. I don't know if you had.
I have. There's a song called either Frogmen or Frogman.
Oh yeah,
And he's like, if you like frogs, you'll like this song. If you like men, you'll like this song. If you like frogmen, you'll love this song. And I'm like, wait. Did you just say if you like men? So what you're saying is if you're gay, you'll love this song.
or straight and female.
Or a frog furry.
Yes.
There were a lot of women
And
at the
again,
show.
right, he does know women.
I think, like I said, that dude drew a lot of women in the show.
The other, I have two quotes from him. The other one is, how many of you are 19? This song is about getting older and hating yourself. And it was 30 seconds long.
But well, and one, he wasn't that old, and two, was in a bar. I'm pretty sure you were supposed to be 21 to be in there.
I mean, they had wristbands.
Yeah, they didn't let
so-
anyone in who.
But yeah, I don't know if they actually.
I mean,
If
some
any of those
people
people were-
looked young, but presumably they were
I
all
think
21.
one person raised their hand, but I don't know if they were joking or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
but, right. But because metal shows are super serious, be sure to tell
It's
the
important
truth.
to participate. Yeah, he was just
They were the least
quite a spaz.
least terrible band of the night. Them and Replicant.
Yeah, I don't know. I would rather
I really could not stand that dude.
Replicant.
but-
I don't like that their
Their thing.
presentation.
Yeah.
And then I have one note for Pyrrhon,
Okay.
which is that the vocalist spent the entire first song on the floor.
No. The whole set until we left.
Which
was like 3 songs.
We left after like 2 songs.
Yeah, but
if that.
And so my comment was, there's a reason it's called stage presence, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was, it was a high enough stage that like there was enough of a crowd that basically the entire first song I was like, where's the vocalist?
Yeah.
Because I could not see him.
Yeah. He decided to be on the
He
floor.
thought it was important that he make that connection with like 3 people who were close enough to see
I was
him.
not into their shit at all.
No, I don't.
yeah.
I don't like Scrum. And the thing is, so I've heard them on disc, and I didn't like it. But the deal is, sometimes some bands, their stuff just doesn't like translate to the disc for whatever reason, or you end up like having a producer that ruins your idea, whatever. So I wanted to see them because it was clear they knew how to play and like they had an idea, but. Right. No, it wasn't good. It's one of those things. If you're into like new Gorguts and Geigen and Artificial Brain, you'll probably like this band. But like that's the thing. It's the New York City skronk metal thing, and it was really bad. And we left during their set because they were the last band. And I was like, I would rather go home and do anything except be at the show right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least the place didn't collapse.
We did not die there.
That we know of. That we know.
It was not. While we were there, it was not my final
when you
resting
die,
place.
You just keep doing your podcast forever.
No, it didn't collapse that we know.
Nobody hears it, and it never ends. You just keep podcasting. Like, you guys think we have enough for an episode? Let's keep going a little bit, and that just happens forever.
That's kind of cool.
I saw a meme the other day that was like,
no, it's cool if your podcast is really successful, because then you probably feel really good about it. Like, people are going to hear this and they're going to think. But if you're like just starting a podcast and you don't have a huge audience, you're probably like,
I don't think about that when I'm recording a podcast. I think about that after.
Matt, are you saying this podcast is our dark carnival?
yes. I'm saying this is.
Is that a preview for an episode we should be doing very soon?
We should. I saw a meme the other day that was like, some days, like, you don't want to get dressed up or something, but then you think, yo, I might die today, and this might be my ghost outfit. So then you take the extra 20 minutes. Like, that's totally not how it was worded, but that was the spirit of it. Like,
yeah, but for a juggalo, that means they, like, wipe the cigarette stain off the shirt.
It was not a juggalo meme. It was just.
But it's totally a juggalo thought.
I don't know. I've never thought about having a ghost outfit before because I don't spend too much time thinking about like stuff that's not real. But
ghost outfit.
My ghost outfit.
I just don't spend a lot of time worrying if I'm gonna die today. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like that. Like, I feel like that's sort of a consolation prize for anyone who gets murdered at prom or on their wedding day. It's like you're. It's like, no, because I mean, how many the disproportionately high number of ghosts in movies are like
dresses.
wearing big white dresses.
Maybe they're from South Carolina.
Right, or they're from like a very fancy era.
Interesting fact about South Carolina. If you live in the state, you're 4 times more likely than the average American to be killed by your spouse.
Really?
Yes.
What? How many times more likely am I to be killed by my spouse if I don't have one? So what you're saying is that prohibiting gay marriage was actually a health initiative.
Yes, in South Carolina.
they were like keeping
the murder rate down.
Stay single, stay alive. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'd be okay making fun of stuff forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I close my eyes forever.
All right. Anyway,
Jazz Wolf.
Jazz Wolf.
Oh!
Just start the podcast with that.
Yes.
There it goes.
Where are the wolves?
Where my wolves at? I mean, I went to UW, like, where the Huskies, it's like practically wolves.
This one doesn't even have a... It sounds like no wolves in it.
It's the solo.
Yeah, the wolves are there. They sit this. There you go.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. It adds so much
To what? To the jazz?
to the garbage jazz.
It's really the only thing that makes that listenable.
I cannot get over that line where she goes, if the wilderness was polluted with smooth jazz musicians.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing you want on your jazz album is crickets. Finish that solo, and then the crickets come in.